What's up everyone? Quick little update for everybody this morning before we get into our work. This is probably going to be one of the, well, for now at least, I suppose, one of the last videos of this sort of nature that I'm going to be releasing publicly, where I'll just sort of talk to you about a few things. I'll get into that in this video, but I've had a few comments lately. Also, you'll notice that content's a bit slow this week. This month is probably going to be pretty slow. Basically, we're just freaking busy as heck, man. So freaking busy. So I put out that video a few months ago about how my arm was broken again and what ended up coming out of that, and the fact that they're going to give me a prosthetic radial head and stuff like that. You know, a few people playing it down. He's got a bit of a sore arm. Honestly, I play it down myself, and I'm all for having a laugh, and that's sweet. But the fact is, it actually has hugely affected my ability to work, the positions I can get into, the physical limitations that I have now, which has made it actually quite hard to deal with. So between that and how sick we were over winter, it's just, we got way behind on work. Not to mention that we were already overcommitted before that because we had been planning on this expansion, which didn't happen. So we were already overcommitted, and we very, very quickly fell very far behind because of a few, obviously, things there. So most of you already know about that. Just things that happen, it's just life. It's not a victim complex or anything like that. It's just, you know, we're trying to deal with it the best we can to move forward. Since then, we haven't been taking on any more work, no more big conversions, no more big mechanical jobs, just because we lack the manpower to get them done. We're just honouring the ones that we had already quoted, already had the ball rolling. So that's basically the first thing, is obviously we're pretty far behind on work. The second thing is we're very far behind on content. I've been filming heaps. There's so much content for me to go through and edit. So a lot of the builds, or a lot of the videos that you have been watching lately are older content. It's all fairly old, a couple of months old. You know, things like quick tunes and stuff that I know I can slap together with minimal editing time and get out. I've sort of just been getting those out to try and keep the channel rolling forward. But one of the big realizations I sort of came to with everything that had been going on, you know, the phone rings off the hook, the emails are just flooded, messages to our, you know, business page are just flooded. It just seems to be constant. I just sort of feel like I sort of almost hit the limit of what I could deal with mentally. I felt like a slave to my phone, and I sort of realized that I don't like living online. I sort of stopped using social media for ages, and it sort of helped heaps. Like, I stopped consuming it. I haven't really been on social media a whole heap. Sort of just been abstaining the best I can, I suppose you'd say. So yeah, I sort of realized that I really want to take the channel. I've been talking to you guys for ages. You all know that I haven't been that happy with the content lately. And you know, just for the past 3 years, basically just being isolated in the shed, just working and posting online and stuff. We haven't really been getting out much. We haven't been going to see friends or things like that. We're fairly isolated here, just working. And I don't know, sort of just get stuck in this little bubble where most of my living was being done online, and I sort of just got sick of it. So in order to try and obviously make the content better, which I've been trying to do for a while, I really want to move the channel towards back into just like content creation. I want to be creating content and making hopefully very good content, and try and get away from this whole vlogging, just coming to work and vlogging. So when I say that, I don't mean I'm going to start scripting videos and maybe a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm not going to at all, but you know, I'm not going to start scripting and start doing skits and stuff like that. And you know, setting things up. There's still going to be organic footage of us working and stuff like that, but I want to get the videos more so back just to content and less obviously about the business and less about us. And that's why this is going to be probably, at least for the public, probably one of the last videos that I'm going to release of this sort of nature, just to sort of get everyone up to speed on where we're at. I'll probably still keep members in the loop, obviously, for obvious reasons. So sort of the past couple of months, that's sort of been aiming towards, which means that I'm trying to sort of squeeze a lot more content into one video, trying to keep things short, cut a lot more out, and you know, it extends the editing time hugely. Obviously, when you're vlogging, it's somewhat simple to sort of just whack all the footage from whatever that video was in a line, edit it, cut it, put it out. That's pretty easy, but that's what I sort of grew to hate. And I really want to get back to actually trying to do some more creative, smarter content creation. And it's one of those things, the more you practice it, the better you get at it. So I just thought I'd start and go and see how it goes. It might be a bit of a slow transition, sort of just winging it, but that's where I want to move towards. And since I started that, it seems like the channel has been doing better. You know, the views have actually been really good. They've been up, so I've been really happy with it. But obviously, because we're so far behind, we got so many of these cars that we're so deep into at this point. We're so freaking busy, and I'm still trying to catch up even on just, you know, inquiries and quotes and just paperwork and other behind the scenes crap. So content for probably the next month's going to be fairly slow. Well, I just don't really have the time. I'm going to try and, same thing, try and get tunes and stuff out as little in-betweeners just to keep things rolling. But for the most part, it's going to be fairly quiet. But I'm going to try and G up, hopefully towards the end of this year, once we've got a few of these bigger projects out and done, I can sort of take the time to sit down and hopefully make some really, really good content of the builds. And I think most people who watch YouTube would know, for creators, November and December seem to be the best months of the year as far as just analytics, you know, everything, views and stuff like that. I don't know what it is about Christmas time, but it just seems to work. So hopefully through that time, I've got a lot of really good content to sort of keep things steamrolling through and hopefully grow the channel a bit, which would be nice. But that's the direction we're moving in. Obviously, once we finish the jobs that we've got here, until I have an answer of my arm and I'm back to sort of being able to deliver on the work, we won't be taking on builds for other people. OnSong's going to move into just tuning and engines, which has been the plan for a while. And, you know, it's enough to keep us busy and keep things rolling along, but hopefully we don't end up in this position where, because of my injuries, we're really far behind because I can't really pull my weight as far as the big conversions go. So once that happens, I've got a few new ideas for the channel that I want to try out. They're going to be a bit, see how they go. Hopefully they work out. But hopefully between just tuning, we'll be able to keep things ticking over well enough that I will be able to sort of dedicate a bit more time to actually getting to this more of a content creating channel area that I've been talking about. So that's been the plan, that's where we're at with it. So for those wondering, King Barra is sort of, we're balls deep in it. It's happening at the moment, it's being filmed, but a lot of the stuff we're doing, it's really long, drawn out, fiddly, custom parts sort of thing. So I've been filming content, but I don't want to put out 10 minutes of nonsense, you know what I mean? I want to start getting this content condensed so that stuff's actually happening and figure out a way to get my information and point across as best I can. So, you know, as a business, you sort of start to find your niche and what makes you money and start taking on the work that you know is going to work out. For us, that's been LS's. We know them inside out. We keep parts on the shelf. It sort of works, but the vlogging style content that I've been doing means that it's been getting very repetitive. I feel like it's just rinse and repeat for the most part a lot of the time. I'm not happy with the content. You know, I feel like there's only so much you can do on one subject, I suppose you'd call it, if you want to call it that. You know, I think our business is well established enough. People know enough now. People who have watched the channel, they've seen the skills, they've seen what we can do, we've proven what we can. Like, you know, I don't think the business has any more to prove. And all of these reasons are why I sort of decided I don't particularly want to keep doing this vlogging style videos all the time, and it's just not really necessary, I don't think. So anyway, moving forward, time spent a bit better trying to make better content that's less about this, less of this sort of content. For those of you, like I said, for members, I'll still keep you in the loop with new ideas and things like that, because I like getting the feedback from the members, from the people who actually support me in that way. So if you do like this sort of thing, maybe consider becoming a member. I'll still be obviously chatting to members and letting them in on what's going on behind the scenes. But as far as the public videos, I sort of just want to take it back to the content and just do it that way. So that's where we're at. I've sort of just been relearning how to do my job with my arm the way it is now. I've just got to keep powering on through. We had a bit of a break over the school holidays. Feeling actually healthy for the first time in a long time. Haven't been sick for the past couple of weeks. So finally starting to, like, between finally not being sick for a little bit and sort of relearning how to do a fair bit with my arm, I finally feel like I'm finding that rhythm that I sort of had before I hurt my arm. Since I hurt my arm, it's sort of just been a bit of a limbo, weird. hard to get things done, hard to get into a rhythm because of the pain and the limitations and how frustrating it was. So, but yeah, feeling good about it. This hopefully very soon. It's freaking sick. We're super excited about it. And obviously, as much as we'd love to drop everything and just do that, it's no secret. We don't keep it a secret. There's not a huge amount of money in these big projects for us. There's a lot of unpaid time that goes into it, particularly when you're developing one-off parts from scratch and stuff like that. People jump up and down, say you should be able to charge for every hour. No, it does not work out. People in the industry, I think, know that. People from outside the industry struggle to wrap their head around it, but not a heap of money in that. So as much as we'd love to just drop everything and just finish it, which would be freaking awesome, it'd be so nice to be able to do that, we still have a business to run, we still got mouths to feed, families to support. So in the meantime, we still have to do tunes, which is the only work we have been taking on since I hurt myself, is tunes and engines. And unfortunately, the past couple of weeks, just about every tune that's come in has turned into like 4 or 5 days work. For those of you who've watched the channel for a while, you know that's just about how they go. Again, not a problem. It's part of the course. It's part of being a tuner. I don't want anyone to think that we're whinging about that. That's fine, and that's sort of what I'm getting at, is we get enough work just from doing those fix-ups and stuff. We don't need to be taking on these full builds anymore the way my arm is. So anyway, before the holidays, we had like 4 or 5 cars come in for tunes, all turned into like 4 or 5 days work. So all of the time you have set aside to finish things like King Barra and stuff like that ends up just, yeah, it's very frustrating and hard to balance, but you just got to keep trying to find that balance and walk that line. We're at a point now where we've dedicated 1 day a week to King Barra. Obviously we try and do a lot more in the week on the car, but at the very least we've got 1 day a week now where nothing else happens. We just work on King Barra. And it's been good to sort of actually finally start making a bit of progress and catching up. So that's where we've been at, guys. It's going to be a bit of a quiet month for content. We'll be back though, hopefully bigger and better than ever. And in the meantime, we are just going to keep powering on through this work, trying to catch up. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you on the next one. Again, this hopefully be one of the last videos of this sort of nature. So cheers, guys. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out. See you. Bye.